I've been reading a bit lately about shame and guilt. Guilt is that uncomfortable feeling we get when we know that we've done something wrong. Shame is when what we did wrong leaves us feeling like, I'm a bad person, there's something wrong with me. Guilt is helpful because it can lead to feelings of remorse and trying to fix what was done wrong. It moves us towards coping better. Shame, unworthiness, rejection, and other emotions can drag us down. Shame is not helpful and sits at the bottom of a lot of abusive and violent behaviour. We all seek love and connection. Without it, when we were a small baby, we would have died. So not feeling love and connection as a baby is life-threatening and extremely scary. When a baby does not feel like it's getting what it needs, Karen Horney outlines 3 ways they tend to behave to try and cope, which becomes the blueprint for how we behave as adults. Some babies or children choose to move towards those who should be providing the love and connection. The positive side of this is that they learn to connect and relate to others. But if it's not done well or they are getting rejected when they do it, they can become clingy and needy. Others move away from those who should be providing the love and connection. They become self-reliant and take responsibility for their own situation. But when that's not done well, they can become isolated and withdrawn. Finally, there are babies and children who move against. They attack those who should be loving and protect them. On the positive side, they learn to stand up for themselves and their rights. But when that's not done well, it can lead to attacking, abusive, bullying, and even violent behaviour. Sometimes the attackers turn inwards on themselves as self-harm or even worse. Karen Horney said, we tend to have one of 3 ways of responding and that we use that as a main style. When that doesn't work, we have the second style as a backup. But ideally, what we would end up with as an adult is a balance of moving towards, moving away, and moving against that uses the positive aspects of these 3 ways of responding. When life situations as adults seems to reflect the feelings of shame we felt when we were young, where we were rejected, feeling unworthy, undermined and attacked, we can easily slip back into unhelpful forms of moving towards, moving away or moving against. The more traumatic our life circumstances, the more readily that shame response is triggered. When we feel our world falling apart, it's easier to feel overwhelmed and respond in ways that make things worse. A favourite saying of mine is, when we can't find love, we make do with power. When others don't do what we would like them to do, so rather than them connecting to meet our needs, we can fall back on using power over people to make them do what we want. But once we realise how all of this works, we can start to see the patterns in ourselves and others and realise that we have options and we can choose other ways of responding what happens to us, and that will help create better futures for all of us.